Good evening, funny fans, and welcome to Comedy Sports Digital Edition. We'll begin underway in about 10 minutes or so, maybe 12. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the music. Good evening, funny fans, and welcome to a special match of Comedy Sports Digital Edition. Portland, Oregon taking on Manchester, UK, or vice versa, depending on where you're at. We'll get started in just a few minutes. Stick around.
Not anybody. I need somebody, not just anybody. Yeah, yeah. I wanna know just how you feel. I wanna know if love is real. But you tell me you don't know. Afraid to let your feelings show. I see the signs you really care, but I can't find you anywhere. So the game we play goes on and on. I hope you can see what you mean to me. Only you can make it better. I know there's gotta be something going on. I know you can see eventually we will have to get together. I know there's gotta be something going on. Going on. You try to hide your love from you, but there is nothing you can do. I can see it in your eyes. It shouldn't come as a surprise. That I can see it in your face, and I can tell by your embrace. Still the game we play goes on and on. I hope you can see what you mean to me. Only you can make it better. I know there's gotta be something going on. I know you can see eventually we will have to get together. I know there's gotta be something going on. Going on. Going
Good evening, funny fans in the UK and funny fans in the afternoon in the USA. We'll be getting started in just about 5 minutes. Stick around. This is Comedy Sports Digital Edition.
Don't need no alibi to call you on the phone. Just need to think of you, and then I'm not alone. Come on, mama, you know what I mean. You know
Once again, good evening, funny fans from Portland, Oregon. We'll be getting started in just a couple of minutes. Please stand by.
Beside you all the way. Candle figures will live on memories, sweet memories. We've come a long, long way. I'm not afraid any longer. We've come a long, long way. Our love is getting stronger. We've come a long, long way, and the future's looking brighter.
Down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Hey, good evening, funny fans in the UK and the USA. Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to ComedySportz Digital Edition. Hold for applause. ComedySportz is virtually everywhere and really funny. Hold for applause. Up tonight in red, let's welcome out our Manchester, UK team. Sean, not Perry Mason.
Hello.
John Minnie Cooper.
Hello.
Namaste. And your captain, Braun, living on the edge. The home team in blue from Portland, Oregon. Here's Leslie Boogie Mansfield. Shane Reaction Hansen. And your captain, it's Jamie the Bull Montgomery. And our referee, who I was supposed to introduce first, here's Patrick Electrical Shore.
Thank you, Ken Wells. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, players. It's ComedySportz, hands across the sea. Manchester, UK taking on Portland, Oregon in the USA in the first virtual international match in our company's history. We're glad you're with us. It's a historic day, and we hope it's an entertaining day. We'll find out. My job as a referee is to keep things moving, keep things clean, tie the points, make sure nobody cheats, and to call the fouls. The first kind of foul I'll call in today's match is called the brown bag foul. Please say that with me with the arm gestures, and yes, you have to do it at home. Ready? The brown bag foul. The brown bag foul is called when somebody says something lewd, crude, lascivious, racist, sexist, Marxist, or too soon. If this happens, I blow the whistle, throw the flag, and the offending player has to wear a brown paper sack over their head for the remainder of that scene or game. Each player is in their own location, and they must have their own paper sack. And if they don't, their team will lose additional points. So how do you, yelling out suggestions in our chat, get the brown bag? Well, first, it's not an honor because ComedySportz is for everyone. So let's play to the top of our intelligence, everybody. Let's do that. But if anybody blows it in the chat room, one of our folks, including our chat goddess, Marianne, may remove you from the show. Not fun. Because we can't put a bag over your head virtually, but we can put a bag over your head figuratively. Awesome. So that's the brown bag foul, and it does apply to everybody. We're trying to keep the show for everyone. The second kind of foul I'll call is called the groaner foul. Please say that with me with the arm gestures, the groaner foul. The groaner foul is called when somebody on the field insults your comedic intelligence by going for the low pun. Now, all of my stuff is nothing but net, so I have to go to Ken Wells for an example of a groaner.
Okay, Pat, I'll just say it instead of showing it. How do you know that a joke has become a dad joke?
I don't know. Ken?
When it becomes apparent. Get it? Apparent.
Cool. That would be a groaner foul.
Apparent.
Yeah, thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
Yeah, goodbye now. Cool. So if a player does that, they'll have to apologize sincerely to you today or tonight's loyal fans, depending on where you are in our globe. You have a chance to accept or reject the apology via a poll. If you accept it, play continues. If you reject it, team loses at least 1 point and whatever dignity they might have left. Now, ComedySportz is competitive improvisational comedy. It's competitive because we have two teams competing for laughs and points, and you are going to help today's winners. Pick today's winners and possibly pick today's losers. Who knows? We'll see how that works out. They'll be polling at a couple points in the match to decide who contributed more. And there are some eliminations that I control because I have the power. All right. So it's improvisational because we're making everything up as we go on based on your suggestions from chat. And let's practice that now. So get ready to put into chat. I want everybody to put in their favorite color. Wow, that's pretty awesome. All right, pause on that, please. Let's put in type of animal. Fantastic. And finally, your favorite ABBA song.
You are the dancing queen, young.
Okay, the correct answer was SOS. Thank you. All right, so that's how it works. You put things in, and our chat goddess, Marianne Rambo, will select things for us here. Marianne, are you ready to go?
I am ready, Pat.
Great. And sounding wonderful today from your undisclosed location, I might add. All right. So now it's time for you at home to join me in calling the captains on the field. Now, whenever I say the words on the field, I want you to say them along with me at home. I won't hear you, but I'll feel it right here. Okay? So let's have the captains on the field.
So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS.
Thank you very much for that, Ken Wells.
You're
I'll remember
welcome, sir.
that. Yeah, I'm going to remember that on payday. All right. It's Captain Braun from Manchester. Hey, Captain Braun. You're muted somehow. Okay, have to use sign language. All right. Oh,
I
wow.
have a second mute. I have a second mute.
Oh.
I
Second
thought I
mute.
was being so clever.
I
think that should be a point taken away.
Not yet. Thank you, though, John.
Jamie, I would say just the opposite. That's called redundancy and safety. So that should be an extra point for Manchester.
She was
But I don't make that
especially
call.
safe.
I'll remember that, Jamie. Don't worry.
Yeah. So if you get any points, Manchester, I might take something away, but who knows, right? And hope you're well, Jamie, from your undisclosed location.
Yes.
All right, great. Okay, we're going to do a coin toss, but I don't have a coin. So let's do rock, paper, scissors on 3 to see who gets to go in the choose the first game. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Throw it. And scissors cuts paper. Manchester has. Oh, you can't switch now, Jamie. All right. Manchester has won the toss. Braun, what game would you like to open with?
I'd love to play Yay Boo.
Well, we'd love to play Yay Boo, and your team's going to be Yay in the first round. So go pick a team member.
Cool.
So
I'm going to say Sean.
Okay, fantastic. For suggestions on this, we already have a bunch of animals that you suggested at the top of our webcast. And so we're going to have Marianne try to find us a couple animals for the first couple rounds. But other suggestions that you might make during this game are relationships between two people. And let's see, occupations. So start firing those in. Excellent. All right. So let's go to Marianne for our first one for Yay Boo. And Marianne?
Pat, we got a fabulous suggestion from Brad. He suggested hedgehog.
Great. So it's going to be about hedgehogs. And what's going to happen is Sean is going to tell us some very positive thing about a story about a hedgehog. And then everybody will go, yay. And actually representing everyone, we're going to have Ken Wells, our announcer, say yay for us. So Ken,
yay.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes,
all right.
thank you.
And then Jamie will find the negative side of the story, and then we'll all go boo, except Ken's going to boo for us. Say boo, Ken.
Boo, Ken.
You can yay and boo at home because it's more fun for you to do that.
That's
if
right.
all of us do that on this broadcast, nobody hears anything. We discovered that a couple weeks ago. All right. Cool. So, players, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Fans, are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
It was a lovely day, and Billy the Hedgehog went out to enjoy the sunshine.
Yay.
There was a dark cloud looming over ahead, and it was about to rain.
Boo.
Luckily, Billy had accidentally pricked lots of candy wrappers onto his needles, which made a coat. Yay!
Yay.
Those candy wrappers were actually made of bubble gum, and they blew up on his back.
Boo.
But that was good because it gave him a protective layer when he walked into the road.
Yay.
That also made all the kids want to come eat them too.
Boo. Oh boy.
Still a hedgehog with prickly quills, Jamie. So I don't think so. Let's rotate once for blue. And Ken Wells will count the rotation. The team that rotates the fewer times will win 5 big points in this opening round. Leslie has joined us from Portland. So Leslie will be yay, and Sean will be boo. And Marianne, let's go get one of those occupations, shall we?
I will. I've got Lindsay. She suggested electrician earlier.
Thank you, Lindsay. It's electrician. And Leslie, you are yay.
Blue.
Jenny got her electrician's license.
Yay.
But no one was using electricity anymore. They were just using good old-fashioned steam.
Boo.
Good thing she was just in school and knew what all the newfangled things were.
Yay.
She went outside, but no one else was outside. They were all enjoying power.
Oh.
I don't get it. All right, let's
Oh,
rotate
no,
red.
that's fair.
All right, let's continue with electrician. Bron will be yay. Leslie will be boo. All right.
Electricity made us warm.
Yay.
A little too warm in a few locations.
Boo.
But the great thing is you can run outside and get cold if you take enough clothes off.
Yay.
In order to get the right temperature, you have to be constantly running inside and outside and getting nothing done.
Boo.
But the neighbors enjoy it.
Yay.
That's a little creepy.
They enjoy it though.
It's a little creepy. All right, let's rotate red, please.
You know where the bar is for me because I said yay.
All right, John Cooper has joined us, and John will be yay. Leslie will be boo again. And Marianne, let's go for another occupation, please.
Let's go ahead and go with what Arlene said. She went with parent, which is a tough occupation these days.
It is parenting, very difficult. So it's yay for John on parenting.
Parents are amazing, and at the minute they have to homeschool, so they're double amazing.
Yay.
They also have to try to work at the same time.
Boo.
And they're working and raising their children and going out into dangerous places, but they are very loving people as well.
Yay.
Loving, but very stressed out.
Boo.
When parents argue, children can learn from that.
Yay.
Leslie's hesitating, so we're going to rotate blue. We're going to find out who's behind Leslie. It's Shane. Welcome, Shane. Shane gets to be yay, and John will be boo. And let's grab another occupation, please, Marianne.
I'm going to go with what Kimberly said. She asked for botanist.
Ooh, fantastic. Botanist. Nice. All right, I'll be able to judge this one with my college biology degree. All right,
Oh, no.
Shane, you're yay.
Brenda, the botanist, created a brand new plant.
Yay.
But in order to use it and make good, they had to get the hands really dirty.
Boo.
Which is something a botanist isn't scared of at all. And in fact, it made her skin have a nice, healthy glow.
Yay.
But it absolutely stank and she smelled horrible.
Boo.
She decided to use this as a learning opportunity, and she created her own line of hand creams that gave a nice, gentle scent.
Yay.
But they were made of soil and brown, so no one liked it.
Oh, boo.
Gross. All right, let's rotate red. All right, Marianne, we're going to have another one. Let's, do we get a relationship between two people?
I have fish tank cleaner and goldfish as a relationship from Beverly.
I love it. Fish tank cleaner and goldfish. So, Sean, you will be yay. Shane will be boo. And you decide who's who, if that matters.
I love getting to clean the goldfish and their fish tank because then they get clean water.
Yay.
Every time he puts his hand in my tank, he messes up my furniture.
Boo.
I love getting to practice fish feng shui.
Yeah. Sorry, yay.
I keep trying to bite him, but I don't have any teeth.
Boo.
The fish always forgets who I am, so they seem delighted to see me every time.
Yay.
I tried to form a riot army, but we didn't have the proper pebbles to throw.
Boo.
I like goldfish a lot more than that spaceman figure that I've dropped in there.
Yay.
And that's a little bit of a little tangent we've gone on there. And that is time. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ken, rotation,
Yes,
rotate less. Who gets the 5 points?
Okay, the 5 big points are going to Portland, the blue team. That makes our score 5 for Portland and 0 for Manchester.
Ooh, some unhappiness there from across the pond. All right. That means that Portland gets to go first in the team choice round. Everybody at home, please join me in calling Captain Jamie on the field.
Hey.
All right. Jamie, great to see you. What kind of suggestion would you like for the game that you're going to play?
Actually, we would like to get a location.
Okay. Could I have a location, please? A location. Everybody putting that. We're getting a lot of stuff in chat, man. It is flying.
My first one that I saw came from Matthew. He said on the moon.
On the moon. All right. Great. What game do you want to play?
We're going to play Oscar-winning moment.
Oh, fantastic. Great. So
Yes.
it'll be set on the moon. Great. For the game of Oscar, go prepare your team. For the game of Oscar-winning moment, we're going to have a dramatic scene by the blue team. And periodically, I will call Oscar-winning moment. And the player that I call it on must deliver one of those moments like you see in the clips at the Oscars. Very, very dramatic. All right. We're all set to go. Blue team, are you ready?
Yes.
Take the field.
Did you pee before we left?
That's a very personal question, Brenda. I told you to keep the radio line serious.
I am serious. This is my first time out here.
All right, well, here's a little secret. You just imagine that your bladder is as empty as the space around us, and you will feel lighter.
It's empty. It's empty.
Leslie, Oscar-winning moment.
But if I think about emptiness too long, all I can think of is the emptiness everywhere. The emptiness in my bladder, the emptiness of space. For all I know, the emptiness in my head. I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know. I might be too stupid to be out here. Oh, I don't know. I'm having such imposter syndrome right now. I don't know what to do.
Hey, snap out of it.
Okay. Yes. You're right. Don't let the aliens think you're scared.
Who told you about the aliens?
They're real? I was guessing.
Oh, no. If this gets out, we're going to lose.
Jane, Oscar-winning moment.
If this gets out, we're going to lose all our jobs. You know that the American and the human race, they can't handle the thought of another creature besides us. But it's true. They're out here, and they're amazing. They're like nothing you've ever seen before. They're a mix of everything beautiful and amazing in the world, and they bring us new life. In fact, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time everybody knew the real truth that aliens do exist.
If they are that amazing, yes, we should share them with the world.
Guys?
He's here.
One of them?
Yes. I've been living on the moon for about, as long as the moon's existed.
Please, you are a being that is so much greater than us. What is your wisdom to give us?
Wisdom to give you is to take care of the moon, because the moon is very important to the Earth's existence.
Jamie, Oscar-winning moment.
It was at that time when my feelings just burst into flames, and I knew that I would marry one of these earthlings and they would come to live with me on the moon. It's been so long. I've never had a visitor since that Neil guy and the other guy. Thank you for coming.
Well, I'm already married, so it can't be me.
And that's time. Portland and Oscar-winning moment. Now, fans, please remember that game. You'll be judging that against the game that Manchester plays next. And with that in mind, Manchester captain on the field. Oh, you're already here.
I'm
Yeah,
here.
awesome. Very quick with those buttons. Great. So what kind of suggestion do you need for the game that you're about to play?
We need a number of suggestions, really. We need a number of questions that your fans have always wanted to know the answer to. So it can be absolutely anything because we're going to know all the answers.
Okay, great. So fans, we need questions that you have wondered about for a long time. And let's just say, to help the keep the show on a positive note, you weren't wondering about these questions in the last 2 months. Okay, it's been for a long time. Okay, so we're all wondering about a lot of things, but let's try and hide from that for the next bit if we could. So a lot of questions are pouring in, and I'm going to guess you're going to do some sort of expert game. What would that be?
Yeah, I'm going to play Dr. Know-It-All.
Oh, fantastic. Please bring your team on to the field. Ladies and gentlemen, direct from Manchester, UK, or possibly Salford. I don't know exactly where they are.
We're all in Salford, actually.
You all are all in Salford.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, just in different places.
Excellent. So please welcome Dr. Know-It-All, the smartest person in the history of the world.
World.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go to Marianne for our first question for the doctor. Marianne, what's the first question?
The very first question is from Noah. He wants to know, how do you eat pie?
Noah, something possibly simple, but possibly very profound. Dr. Know-It-All, how do you eat pie?
You
eat
pie
with
a
fork
or
a
spoon.
However,
you
can
never
ever
drink
pie.
Okay, fantastic. It's very direct, and Noah, I hope that helps you in the near future. Marianne, let's go to you for another question from our fans.
Well, Jill wants to know, what is the fluffiest substance?
What is the fluffiest substance, Dr. Know-It-All?
The
fluffiest
substance
is
generally
made
by
Tony
Hart.
Okay, great. Some guy makes a fuzzy substance. That's awesome. You'll have to contact them directly. Great. Marianne, another question for the doctor.
All right, so my next question is actually one I've always wondered from Lyris. How do cats purr?
How do cats purr? Thank you, Lyris. Dr. Know-It-All, how do cats purr?
Cats
don't.
They
rumble
with
power.
Okay, it's all about power. And that's certainly the relationship dynamic with me and my cats. Excellent. Marianne, another question for the doctor.
All right, Brett wants to know, what is the best way to rock the house?
We all need to rock the house these days. What's the best way, Dr. Know-It-All, to rock the house?
When
rocking
the
house
be
always
looking
up
at
the
ceiling
because
the
ceiling
will
provide
the
entertainment
and
mostly
collapse.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. Perhaps more of a problem in the UK than here. All right. Excellent. Marianne, another question.
Teresa wants to know, how deep is the ocean?
Oh, how deep is the ocean, Dr. Know-It-All?
Honey,
you
ask
that
I
find
the
ocean
to
only
be
as
deep
as
a
small
child
pond.
All right. Thank you very much. And that is time. Give it up for Dr. Know-It-All. All right, fans, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send this out to you. There's going to be a poll launched, and you will see it. And it's going to be, frankly, which team entertained you the most? Total entertainment value, total humor content, best use of your fan suggestions. Vote for red or blue, and we'll give the points. Here goes the poll.
Pat, may I jump in and just remind our YouTube watchers that the poll only appears on Zoom?
That is a really good thing to do. Thank you. Ooh, it's back and forth, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy, oh boy, Pat.
I can't
Teams
vote.
in the lead, then red's catching up, then red passing, then blue. Wow.
And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that our players are demanding the right to vote, but they can't. So we're going to leave it open for about another 10 seconds.
Okay.
So vote if you haven't.
7.
And I do see that not everyone has voted. So
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you're going to close the polling, Pat?
I am ending the poll right now. And we are going to share the results. And one thing when you see the results is color-wise, the lines are backwards, but that's the way it goes. So results should be shared right now. It's a very close vote. And in respect to that, I'm going to allocate 9 points. I'm going to make 5 points for the blue team, and I'm going to do 4 points for the red team. The voting was very, very close. What's that make our score?
Okay, Pat, with your bonus points given out there, we have blue team Portland with 10 and the red team Manchester catching up with 4. I'll throw it back to you, your refness.
Great. I would also like to give Manchester an extra point for using the double muting system so well at the beginning of the match.
Very good. So, Pat, that changes the entire match score. It's now 10 for Portland and 5 for Manchester. Thank you, sir, and back to you.
Thank you so much. Hey, we're going to call our blue captain on the field. Hey, Jane.
Hey.
What kind of suggestions do you need for your next adventure?
Oh, our next adventure, we are going to need an unusual crime.
Okay, so something that wouldn't normally be a crime, please.
Oh, I need to be not seeing this.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
We need to get rid of somebody here. So we are sending Shane out, and she has been put on hold. Okay, so she can't see chat. She cannot hear us. So there's a bunch of crimes coming in. And Marianne, can you pick one, please?
I'm going to go with Todd's crime of jaywalking. It's actually a crime, but it's not much of one. And since we're getting so many actual crimes, I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, looking good there, Leslie. And Jamie, you also need a motive for the jaywalking that has nothing to do with jaywalking. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yes, please.
Okay. I don't know if Marianne's going to pick it, but
I will pick it. Oh, Pat, if you saw something, I would say go for it.
I enjoyed the daddy issues myself. So
Daddy issues?
She jaywalked because of daddy issues. Yeah. I don't know. It made me laugh. It's going to be a nightmare, but here you go.
Hey.
So I'm going to gather because of the suggestions. You're going to play the game of interrogation.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So in this game, Jamie and Leslie from the blue team will be portraying law enforcement officers trying to get a confession out of Shane. Now Shane is the criminal and has probably done this, but needs to be guided to the crime and the motive within 3 minutes without them being too obvious about it. So let's bring Marianne, if you could bring Shane back in, please. And if you could clap her back in, fans, that's awesome. So when Shane appears, I'll blow the whistle and the game will start. All right, we're getting some claps on the chat, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, fans. That's awesome. All right, here comes Shane, and oh dear. And players, you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
What's your problem? I didn't do anything wrong.
You did it again and again and again. Do you just not like white lines?
Yeah, it's too restrictive. I gotta get a move around.
Restrictive. I don't think that should be the way. You need more control over these things. You need to be where you're supposed to be.
What?
You just
Parking
want-
lots are very confusing.
Parking lots, parking
Apparently
lots.
that's
You
not
just-
the only thing confusing you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my
yeah.
partner had something to say.
Yeah. You just walk down the street and you go to the crosswalk and you just willy-nilly just do what you want, right?
Is
A,
this
B,
because of the
C.
jaywalking?
Ah.
Haha, she's
Yeah.
admitting it now. All right.
I was in a hurry and the light was so red.
You
Yeah.
can't rush these things. You know, that's where the issues coming at. You just can't rush these things.
Did
You
your
have to
mother
take-
teach you that?
No, she taught me to brush my hair twice a day, though.
Twice a day. Well, it looks fantastic, by the way, huh?
Thanks.
Is that why you think she's the better parent? Yeah.
Did you say that? You can't let my dad hear that. It's not his fault that he's not as fun as mom.
Your dad is here. I'm gonna go get him.
Oh, no.
Interesting. So you brought him here despite all of this. Despite you doing this, you brought him here with you right now.
I didn't want to let down my mom, and my dad's already disappointed in me, so that just felt easier.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, Dad.
There's your dad. There's your dad. Yeah. Hey,
Listen,
Dad.
son. I can't believe this is actually happening. You come and you tell these stories about me over and over again, and you know that it's not true.
I'm sorry, Dad. I like to read bedtime stories. It's just a thing I do.
Bedtime stories. Ha.
Have you two considered therapy to sort this out?
I never read you a bedtime story. Never would. Never could do that.
That might be why she's dealing with this right now.
Hey,
Yeah.
30
you
seconds.
stay
30
out of it.
seconds.
You stay
Yeah.
out of this. This is
Yeah.
my.
Maybe if you subscribed to a better lifestyle of parenting, maybe she wouldn't be doing this for these reasons.
This is my child, and I'll treat her the way that I want to. You understand?
Maybe she'd have less problems with maybe she'd have more problems with mom than you if mom wasn't better.
Is this
Yeah.
because I watch parenting videos on YouTube?
Yeah, her mom was a little bit better than I was. I'll admit that, but
Like
Those parenting
significantly
videos
better.
probably had some psychology in there, and that's what gave you this particular snafu right now that we're in right now.
Yeah, because I really like videos that talk about the brain and like attachment disorders and parenting and stuff.
I was never attached to you.
And that's time. All right. Shane, time is up. So what was your crime?
Oh, that's such a good question because that was a minute ago. Jaywalking.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And what was your motive for jaywalking?
Because I love psychology.
Ooh, that's really, really, really close. It was actually because you have daddy issues. All right.
All the
That's
issue
great.
puns just left my head.
Yeah, it's all right. It's fine. This was a tough one. All right. Thank you, blue team and red captain on the field.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So what kind of suggestion do you need to drive your next game, Captain Braun?
We need the title of a story that doesn't already exist.
Okay, so
Completely
fans, you're
new made
making up the title of a story here. Great. And while they're doing that, what game are you going to play?
We're going to play a new game called Story Drawed.
Story Broad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the whole point of the game is, well, Sean's going to tell a story from the title, and John and I are really good artists, so we're going to draw the story as he says it.
Yes, you're fantastically well-known artists.
Yeah.
And it's good. Okay. Good. Prepare your team and get ready. I guess you have to get ready with screen share. So let's make sure that's going to work.
Mhm.
And there's Sean. And I will get myself out of the way. And cool. We're seeing the whiteboard there. And Marianne, what is the title of our story?
Our story title is from Todd. It is The Lighthouse in the Desert.
The Lighthouse in the Desert. All right, Sean, are you ready?
I am.
All right. Other players, are you ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Take the field.
Alan felt ever so foolish. He'd always dreamed of owning a lighthouse, and when he found one selling for just $1, he bought it without thinking twice. He didn't realize that the lighthouse was nowhere near the sea. No, yes, there was lots of sand, but there was no water, for he was in a desert. The lighthouse was only about 4 inches tall. This was also difficult, as Alan was at least 5'6". This meant he would not even be able to live inside the lighthouse, but it would be slightly annoying to some scorpions who were trying to sleep. One day, Alan noticed that there was a sandstorm coming. It was a big wall of sand. You couldn't really miss it unless you were looking the other way, which Alan was not. He then noticed coming the other way were some camels. Quickly, I must warn them of the impending storm. So he picked up the lighthouse and he turned it on. This was marginally annoying to the camels, who were able to notice the light, but thought it was merely the sun reflecting off a rock. Suddenly, Alan was swallowed by the storm. He couldn't see anything. He only had the tiny lighthouse to keep him there. And he also wrapped up his face so he didn't die horribly in the sandstorm, because that happens. Then all of a sudden, as quickly as it was there, the storm had passed. There was only a pile of sand, which is what Alan was buried underneath. Sticking out of it was the lighthouse. The camels decided to approach the light, which was barely glinting out of the sand. "What's this?" said a kindly man who was on his way to market. "A light?" He reached in and realized that the light was attached to a hand, and then it was attached to an arm, and that arm was attached to a shoulder, and therefore the rest of Alan. They pulled Alan out of the sand. "Thank you for saving me," said Alan. "I almost died."
And that's time.
Yay.
Our fantastic Manchester team with Story Drawed. Wow, I have to tell you, the art was stunning. Absolutely stunning.
I told you we were good.
Yeah.
Got a beginning, middle, and end.
It's really well done. And Sean, I think if you haven't already, you could do audiobooks for kids. Seriously, what a lovely style you have there. All right, hey fans, we're going to be going to you. We played Interrogation by the blue team from Portland, and Story Drawed from the red team from our friends in Manchester, and you get to vote right now. It should be up on your screens.
Righty. A lot coming in for red already, Pat. Red is in the lead. My.
Make good choices.
Thank you very much for that.
Vote for blue.
20 seconds into the voting.
Okay.
Red is way ahead.
It's fairly decisive, so we're
Yes,
going to
it
go about 5 more seconds here.
Okay.
Also, almost everybody has voted because you were faster this time, fans, and we appreciate it.
They were ready. They were ready.
All right, I'm going to end it there. And this is what we in the business call somewhat significant. So we're going to share the results. And this time, the colors match the teams, which is really, really important. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same scoring thing I did last time. 7 points for the red team. And we're going to go, let's see, it was 28%. I'm going to round that up to 30 for 3 points for the blue team. So, Ken, what's that make our score?
Wow, Pat, I can tell you that the red team is catching up. We've got Portland ahead with a score of 13 to 12 for Manchester. 13 to 12, red team on a roll, catching up. I don't
All
know,
right,
maybe
fantastic.
that's
Got
not
a
something
good match going here. And let me call right now both captains on the field.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, here we
Brian,
are.
living on the edge. It's so good to see you. You look
Oh, it's so nice
fantastic.
to see you, Jamie.
So I'm going to challenge you to a game, friends, and that game is going to be the game of questions. And you're going to play a scene. There's going to be one player from each team up on the field at all times, but those players have to play a scene only asking questions, which of course is the exact opposite of good improv. But there you go. All right, I'm just saying that for all of our students who might be watching this now or in the future. All right, Marianne, we collected some relationships before. Do you have a relationship between two people that we can use here?
I do. I have. Let me pull up my relationships I took earlier. I have from Lindsay, I have owner and dog.
A dog and owner. Fantastic. We'll start. And Manchester, you're still behind by a point, so we're going to have you go first.
Cool.
So,
Hey, Pat, should I count rotations for you?
Yeah, please count
Okay.
rotations, Ken. Thank you
Very good.
so much for that. All right, players.
Are you going to pick that up?
Is it really smelly?
Have you smelled anything worse?
Have you smelt anything worse?
Did you not bring the bags?
Yes.
All right, Jamie, rotate blue. All right,
It was pretty gross. To be fair.
dog and owner here. And Leslie, you get to go first with the question.
Weren't the bags attached to your collar?
Do you expect me to do everything?
Can you not keep track of your own collar?
Am I wearing the red one or the blue one?
You don't even know what collar you're wearing.
Nope.
And red rotates. All right, Marianne, we're going to go for another relationship as we bring up a new red player. What relationship would that be?
Absolutely. From Donna, I have airline pilot and flight attendant.
Airline pilot and flight attendant. John, we're going to let you initiate. And
Is this the right flight for the afternoon?
Did they not give you a manifest for it?
No, I've just turned up. Am I in the right place?
you snuck in a non-question, John. I'm sorry I have to rotate you. Nice try. And let's actually mix it up with yet another relationship if we could, Marianne.
Absolutely. I have a shoe shiner and a customer.
Shoe shiner and a customer. Thank you very much. And Sean, you get to initiate.
Have you heard anything good?
Can you tell real leather from fake leather?
Could you just move up a bit, please?
How far up?
At least the knee. They're a high boot. That's a statement. It's not even a question.
Thank you for admitting that.
But lovely shoes.
Thank you very much. Let's rotate red again. Leslie is on a roll. Let's keep it up with. Actually, let's switch it. I'm sorry. So, Marianne, we're going to be asking for more relationships. Some may be pouring in now. What do you got?
Absolutely. From Lindsay, let's go with her suggestion of teacher-student.
Teacher-student. Thank you. Bron, you initiate.
Did you do the homework?
You assigned us homework?
Were you not listening?
Do I ever listen?
So you don't know Pythagoras' theorem?
Is he in our class?
Didn't you see the register?
There's a register?
All right. Yeah, you're just sort of piling on there, Leslie. We're going to rotate blue and get somebody else out there. Hey, it's Shane. And let's break it up. I'm going to switch almost every time, I think. So another relationship, Marianne.
All right. You know what? I haven't gotten any new relationships that I can use, but I'm going to go with valet from Donna's earlier. And let's go with valet and customer.
Valet and customer.
Was that valet?
Valet.
Okay.
Valet.
Valet.
Do you have my car?
Yours is the Porsche, isn't it?
Would I drive anything cheaper than a Porsche?
No.
And that's time. All right, Ken, you counted rotations, and who gets the points on this one? Ken, you're muted.
Okay, well, there we go. -1 for me.
That's absolutely true.
All right. Well, guess what? Manchester rotated more times than Portland. So if I give them the 5 big points, we've got 17-13, which should be 7 and carry the 5, 18-17, -1, +2. Bottom line, Portland 18, Manchester 17.
Okay. Not really sure how you did that. And that's the magic of Ken Wells right there. Awesome. All right. It is a tight match, ladies and gentlemen, going into our final round. And that's what we all want. So I'm going to call all the players on the field for the game of Jimmy the Pigeon. Now, in the game of Jimmy the Pigeon, we're going to need a bunch of suggestions. And we need like objects and animals and occupations. So fire those things in. I'm seeing chat just roaring here. You guys are so fast out there. Thank you so much. Best folks ever. And so what's going to happen is there's a standard joke, and Ken Wells will fill in for us representing the audience, but you should do this at home too. So a standard joke might be, if the blank were cows, it might be, you hear about Jimmy the cow? And
No, what?
And then you say, no, what? Ken
No,
will say,
what?
Great. And I'll say, well, he got arrested in other time.
Oh, hey, Pat, that's the Groner foul.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. So we're going to suspend the Groner foul for the duration of this game, because any pun, any sound emanating from above the audience's shoulders will win a point. A bell will ring, an angel will get its rings, and that team will score 1 point.
1 point.
All right. If there's no reaction at all and there's booing in the chat, perhaps there'll be no point, and we'll do this with our patented Oregon duck call. So we'll take it from there. And Marianne, players, I'm going to remind you to raise your hand for this. We're not able to step forward in the same way. So I'll call on you. And Marianne, what's our first occupation or object?
From Matthew, we have hammer.
Hammer, thank you. So it's Jimmy the Hammer. Players. Shane.
Hey, did you hear about Jimmy the Hammer?
No, what?
He did a really good job. He really nailed it.
John Cooper, and you're on mute.
Did you hear the one about Jimmy the Hammer?
No, what?
He went for Christmas for a ride on his sledge.
That took me a minute, but I get it. Jamie.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Hammer?
No, what?
He got penalized.
Leslie.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Hammer?
No, what?
He's pounding the pavement now.
Very nice. Sean.
Hey, did you hear about Jimmy the Hammer?
No, what?
He got caught in that hit.
I like it. All right, Marianne. Another occupation or object.
Let's go with what Brett said. He said Jimmy the Rubik's Cube. Excuse me, Rubik's Cube. I tripped over my own tongue there.
All right.
Jimmy the Rubik's Cube. All right, and we'll start with Leslie.
Psst. Did you hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
Psst. No, what?
He's such a square.
Bron.
You hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
No, what?
Yeah, no one did. No one can figure him out.
2 points. 2 points.
Oh, 2 from Ken.
2.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Shane.
indeed.
Shane.
Hey, did you hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
Oh, what?
He got into all sorts of crowds. He's all mixed up.
Jamie.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
No, what?
He's sad. Now he's all blue.
Ooh, way to sell it. Bron.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
No, what?
He's twisted.
John.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Rubik's Cube?
No, what?
He's just had a baby and they call him Tetris.
We're going to stop on that one, but I'm going to nominate Leslie, who had her hand up, to go first in the next round. If you get one off of this with no time to think about it, you get 2 points for your team. All right. Marianne, suggestion for us.
From Robert, I got cobbler.
Cobbler. And Leslie.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Cobbler?
No, what?
He's such a heel.
All right, we'll give that 2. All right, Bron.
You hear about Jimmy the Cobbler?
No, what?
He's such a peach.
John.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Cobbler?
No, what?
He's really smart. He's good at using his loaf.
Yeah.
Bron.
You hear about Jimmy the Cobbler?
No, what?
Yeah, you don't want to hear about him. Look, shoo.
Jamie.
Did you hear about Jimmy the Cobbler?
No, what?
He's got no soul.
And that's time.
Oh.
Awesome. So a bunch of great puns there, a lot of bells. Ken's going to be doing some adding, and we have a bunch of people to thank before we hear about our final score. First of all, we would like to recognize our first responders and RNs, doctors, EMTs, everybody on the front line helping us all out and going the extra mile wherever they are, in whatever country they are. Thank you so much. Next up, we'd like to thank our chat goddess, Marianne Rambo.
You're welcome.
Doing great work. Thank you. On announcing, Ken Wells.
Thank you. Test 1, 2.
Yeah, test 1, 2 to you. And we'll thank the teams in just a moment. Hey, by the way, after the announcement of the final score, if you want to hang around for a few minutes, we can answer some questions in a chat Q&A with you, which would be fun for our Portland fans to hear from the Manchester folks, and for Manchester fans to hear from the Portland folks. I think that might be a good time. So let's get to the final score. On your laps or wherever you're going to drum at home, start coming. Ken Wells.
All righty, Pat. We had a back and forth match. I'll tell you what, it was very, very close. Final score tonight, 26-25. 1 point difference. The winners are the blue team, the Portland, Oregon team.
All right, thank you, Ken Wells. And let's recognize our players from Portland. We have Leslie, Shane, and Jamie.
Yeah.
And from Manchester, John, Sean, and Bron. I've been your referee, Patrick Short. It's been a huge pleasure. Thank you so much, fans. Many of you may have noticed in chat periodically or in our screens that a way to help us out during this time is to shoot us some monetary love through Venmo, from Google Pay, or from PayPal. And those will be on the screens again later, and they'll be put into chat. Anything that you can get us, very helpful in keeping our payroll going. And, having a theater when this is done. So there you go. Again, it's Venmo at Patrick Short 4. It's Patrick Short 4 at gmail.com on Google Pay, and Ruth at ComedySportz.com. ComedySportz is one word and ends in a Z on the old PayPal. Also, if you go to portlandcomedy.com, at our front page, there is a button to hit where you can buy tickets and passes and adventures for the future, but you can buy them now. Ooh, cool. All right. Also, Marianne, could you let us know how folks could support CSC Manchester UK?
Absolutely. You would want to go to ComedySportz, that's ComedySportz.co.uk/virtual.
Okay, fantastic. And those will be on our screen at the end of the show too, and you can catch them on the screen of the YouTube thing as well. Cool. So I'm going to call the players back on the field right now, and let's do a little QA. Here we go. Everybody's got cool backgrounds. I love it. So if there are any questions, Marianne, shoot us a question and I'll
All
shoot
right.
somebody to answer.
My first question comes from Donna. She wants to know, wondering if any of the players from the UK have met any of the Portland players in real life.
Yeah, I'll answer that.
That's a
I've
great-
met everyone on this screen except Leslie, I think. Yeah, a few times actually. Met Jamie a number of times.
Yes.
And Ken and Shane and Pat. The first time I met Pat was in 2003.
Yeah, it's a while ago. Yeah. So, Bron, where do you meet most of these people? Because that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, every year ComedySportz has the ComedySportz World Championship, and I've been going to that since 2003. And this year is in Houston, Texas. So
Cool. Awesome.
Start saving up now.
Yeah. Excellent. It's a week after 4th of July, we hope. All right. Cool. What's the next question, Marianne?
Well, Scott wanted to ask this question of just Manchester, but I think everybody should answer it. What is the toughest ComedySportz game that you play?
Cool. Let's have Manchester people answer first. So let's go to John. Sorry.
Maybe Three Things. Three Things is a signature game, and it's one of the ones that when you begin to play ComedySportz, you have to really get your head around.
Okay, cool. For our US fans, we play 5 Things because, Americans have to do things bigger. Sean?
I think the hardest games are just when we play in America, and all of the really good reference humor that we could employ just does not. You go and Google Tony Hart.
Yeah, Tony Hart is a real person. And also, we don't have peach cobbler over here, really. So that was I translated that for you. It would be
thank you.
It would be like apricot crumble over here.
Excellent.
2 points.
Bron, your hardest game for you?
My hardest game is anything where I'm on my own, generally. So I like advice panel or top that. Or what are you doing? Anything where I'm not with other people.
Sure.
It's why I quit stand up very, very quickly, because I quite enjoy anything where I can play with people. So
sure.
Yeah, anything where I'm on my own, I don't really enjoy it. So
cool. Jamie?
I would say Scene in Reverse is a hard game because you have to kind of think of what comes before, and then before that, and before that. It's a tough game, but it's still fun to play.
Is that a whole game just called Sing in Reverse?
Scene in Reverse, yes.
Yeah. We don't do it terribly often. There's a
we
reason.
do it terribly.
Leslie?
I have to stick with my age-old answer. It has to be musical games just in general, because trying to work with the accompaniment, plus I have this inclination to want to rhyme, and then I'm making it up as I go along. So I get in my head a lot with musical games.
Yeah. Well, one break for you, Leslie, is that we have not cracked the code on how to do musical games with the lag on Zoom. So we're working on it.
I need to play them more so I get better.
Now, meeting with a guy this week. Shane?
Similarly, for me, it's rapping games.
Okay.
Just terrible.
Well, probably not as bad as you think. Ken?
Synonym roles.
Oh yeah. Now you've said that one.
That's a tough game, and I've only seen it work really well a couple of times, but the effort I always admire, right? So, what's the next question, Marianne?
So there's been a couple of variations on this question, but mostly people want to know how long you've been doing this, either your theater or you personally have been doing ComedySportz.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll answer for CSE Portland. We started in 1993. And this is our 1402nd straight weekend with a show. So top that. Personally, I've been teaching improv for 35 years and playing ComedySportz for 32. So let's contrast that. Leslie?
I'm probably the youngest, so to speak, experience-wise here. I started my 101 class in September of 2017. So, yeah.
Yeah, played her way onto the field pretty quickly. John?
Ooh, 13 years? Yeah. 13, maybe?
2016.
14 years. then.
2006, so 14. Yeah.
14
Ron?
years.
19 years this year. Yeah. We started in 2001. So next year's our 20th there. And I was started the team. So yeah, so I have the same birthday.
That's awesome. Sean?
About 11, 12 years.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 12, 13. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ken?
January was 17 years.
Cool. Shane?
Bethany always answers this question for me because we started at the same time. I'm gonna say 5 or 6 years.
Okay. I could look it up, but I don't have it here. And Jamie?
2 weeks. No, kidding.
Lies.
You think you'd be better?
You're doing a great job, kid.
He's lying. It's more than 2 decades.
Oh, yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, 19. I think you started maybe in 99.
Yeah, somewhere there. So it's
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
time.
Cool. Another question?
Another question from Scott. He wants to know which is more difficult, playing virtually or in front of a live crowd?
This is
Virtually.
Harder by far.
Answer for everyone.
Yeah. It is. And the main reason is you do something and you have no idea whether it landed or not.
Yeah.
Right?
It's Schrodinger's comedy.
Yeah.
That joke was either amazing or it's died.
Yeah.
And we'll never know.
And it's both as long as we don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can't pick
sometimes
something
we
that
entertain
landed.
each other, and sometimes we get a bunch of comments in chat, and that helps. But it's very, very different than that immediate response. Now, sometimes when you bomb in person, it's not that much fun. But I'll speak for everybody. The ComedySportz format doesn't really let us bomb in person very often. It just carries us. It's like a beautiful safety net and harness.
Agreed.
Yeah, and floaties. Cool.
That's
That's
the
a
tough
great
part
question.
is, Pat, we know, if you don't get that feedback, you don't know what to do more of or less of.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that makes it difficult.
So in 3 months' time, we'll all be hilarious.
One thing for this format that I'm excited about is being able to play with teams like Manchester.
Yes.
That is,
So much easier to
Best
connect
part of
with,
this.
because I, being here such a short time, I haven't been able to do that yet. So
Yeah, it's absolutely thrilling. And I think what you're going to see, so there was this match here. San Jose plays Boston tonight. And then I think next week you're going to see a virtual explosion of city versus city. Because why not?
Manchester versus Chicago in 2 weeks on the 18th. Yeah.
Cool. And hot tip, I think we're playing, Portland will play Seattle next weekend. So that's the big rivalry. And there will be lots more. There are CSZs in, I don't know how many cities, 28, 29, maybe 30. It's hard to keep track. It's fluid. But we'll collect them all, and you should too. So somebody said in chat to play Portland, Maine, and the answer to that is, yeah, we're going to do that.
Portland.
Yep. So those people trying to steal our name. Now, we sent a team to Portland this summer, and we played them, and their ref, Krista, I'm putting this out there, cheated and miscounted, and Portland, Maine won, and that meant we had to change our name to Boston. But it was a super fun match. It was really fun. Cool. So anything else from Marianne?
I've been staying away from the topic of our current situation, but I love this question. What is the funniest thing that you've experienced being in lockdown, staying home? What's funny about that?
Raise your hand if you got one. I'm thinking.
I got one.
Okay.
Just from
Ron?
today, we did a show. We did our 7 o'clock show. I'm not going to go into too much detail because, I mean, you can go and watch it if you want because it's on our YouTube. But we developed a game where you can play a video and then you do an instruction, like a PSA over the top of it. And I picked a video that in hindsight I should have watched all the way through before. But it's not like graphic or anything, but it's the sort of thing we go, oh, the tone just changed. And I should have checked that. I mean, there's improv and then there's how are you going to talk over that? So I mean, it was today's show, 7 o'clock. Should you want to watch it back? It's about 35 minutes in. Yeah, that, oh my goodness, I haven't laughed like that in weeks, so I needed that.
That's great. In Portland tonight, if it works out, there's some tech issues, but one of our teams at our 7 o'clock Pacific time match tonight, that's 3 a.m. to you in the UK. We're going to dub over a movie clip, a dramatic movie clip, and we hope that works. I mean, we have to do some more testing before call time, or after call time, but there you go. Cool. Anybody else have one?
Don't
John
use
had
what
one?
I chose.
One thing that I've learned through doing all of this is, I think it was something like years ago off Bron, which is the whole thing about the best kind of improv is creativity is best when it has constraints.
Yes.
And we have so many constraints now that this is the creativity that's happening because of it. So the amount of new stuff that's going to happen that we haven't seen yet because of this is yet to happen.
Yeah.
So there's going to be loads of new exciting things that we don't even know what they are yet because of what we're having to go through. So creativity is its best when it has constraints. The more constraints, the more creativity. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd have told me 6 weeks ago that we would be doing this and it would be entertaining, I would have said, I don't know. I really don't. I don't love it. Manchester's team has done more on video than we have, and so they're probably a little more have been a little more comfortable. But the pivot that our Portland team did to be able to do this was really, really quick and hard and fast, and everybody was very supportive. And we're excited to find out some of the things that we can do that we couldn't do at our theater.
What's been great is just seeing all the different teams play with this as well, and kind of everyone sharing. I mean, this I think is our 9th show that we've done like this so far, because we do 2 or 3 a week during the day as well for like people who are stuck at home. And every single show we are part of and then that we watch, we just find more fun things. But yeah, I know like we're really trying to develop games that we probably wouldn't really be able to play outside this format. And I know Jersey Shore are working really hard on that as well. So that's part of the fun.
Yeah, one of our discoveries was a couple of weeks ago while we were still using our theater. We didn't have audience there, but we broadcast our Mystery Science tribute show, which is a bad science fiction movie with commentators making fun of it. And holy cow, that is better in this format than it is live. I think it just looks and sounds great. And we didn't record it, but trust me, it looks and sounds great. Any other questions, Marianne?
Actually, I think that is a great one to end on.
Okay, let's do that. And well spoken. We can't wait to see what comes out of this. We're stuck. Let's make the best of it, and let's do some great things. So thank you all. Thanks Sean and Bron and John from Manchester.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne, and our blue team, Shane and Jamie and Leslie. And hey, we'll do it again sometime, but we got both of us have a lot of other teams to play first. It's gonna be very exciting over the next few weeks. So we can't wait, and we hope you join us again. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye. UK. Love you guys.
Love you.
Yeah, I love you guys. Take it easy. Take care.
Bye.
How do we
Bye-bye.
leave?
Nice.